Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nia. I'm one of a student from Sultan Agung University in the major of Language and Communication Science, English Education Study Program. And in this video, I will talk about my answer based on my midterm test examination in the subject of teaching strategy. And let's start it with question number 1. Direct method, RDM, was introduced as a response of the failure of grammar translation method, or GTM. Mention and elaborate the differences between DM and GTM. And the answer is comparing the language-related result of the two methods, one could come to the conclusion that DM students will be very good communicators, especially in oral situation, who might commit errors in favor of fluency but don't know much about the language, while GTM students will be perfect grammarians and translators who can really use the language in everyday communication. This would be the expectation. If this is not what we see as a result, this is due to the fact that none of the methods will be used exclusively. The longer the instruction lasts, the less. So even if the students go different ways, which might result in a similar difference as described above at an earlier stage, in the end or at a higher level of language competence, the two ways will merge again, resulting in overall competence speakers, readers, communicators, and translators. And we go to question number 2. You are assigned to teach young children English vocabulary of transportation. You decide to use total physical response. Please present and elaborate. Point 1. What you will prepare for your teaching. Point 2. How you will implement the method in your classroom. And the answer is, I will present and elaborate how to use total physical response. The first is prepare. Select the vocabulary that you are going to teach. Gather any equipment, props, or picture you will need to illustrate the meaning of the words. And the second is teaching modeling. Say the new vocabulary words for the students. As you do this, use gesture, facial expression, props or body movement to illustrate the meaning of the words. And the third, students modeling. Have students volunteers mimic the same gesture, facial expression, use our props or body movement model as you say the word. And the fourth, students participation. Have all students mimic the same gesture, facial expression, use of props, body or movement model by the teacher and student volunteers. Ask them to say the word as they making the movement. Vary this activity by then doing the action and while students say the word. And the next is writing. Write the word or phrase where all students can see it so that students can make the connection between oral and written words. And the last is repetition and practice. Teach the next word or phrase using the same method. Review and practice words with students multiple times to ensure learning. Recycle words regularly to make sure that students do not forget all words. And let's continue to question number 3. In community language learning or GLL, teachers try to alleviate students' anxiety by acting as counselor rather than as teachers. Why is alleviating students' anxiety considered to be very important in language learning? And the answer is, alleviating students' anxiety is important because counseling is a teacher's effort to help students in dealing with problems that occur to the students. Counseling guidance in school is needed to help problems in school and their environment. Guidance and counseling has a function to mobilize and guide students to a good education be responsible and willing to take a stand. Counseling services are expected to help children understand themselves, accept themselves with all their strengths and weaknesses, introduce the environment and make decisions, and provide direction to the development of students, not only for students who have problems but apply to all students. Guidance and counseling service are one aspect of education that has an important role in achieving educational goals. And we go to question number 4. Students' native language has different roles in language teaching. Some methods use student native language during instruction while other methods don't. Point 1. Based on your best understanding, how do you analyze it? Point 2. Mention the methods which permit the use of children's native language and the ones which don't. And point 3. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using and not using students' native language for instruction? And the answer is 4.1. In my opinion, use of students' native language can influence the success of English language learner in school system. Therefore, finding strategies that allow teachers to incorporate students' native language into the classroom, even when the teacher does not speak the language, is a vital issue for educators today. And for point 2, the methods which permit the use students' native language under the domination of the grammar translation method or GTM, up to 19th centuries, or foreign language were taught grammar, illustration, bilingual vocabulary, list and translation exercise. Since its fundamental goals is to help learners be able to read literature in the target language, GTM emphasis on the literacy language, not to enable students to communicate verbal in the target language. And point 3. The advantages and disadvantages of using and not using students' native language for instruction. Teaching in their native language provides them with a solid foundation and easier development of language. In change, thinking skills and concepts that are clarified and organized. In addition, students are able to think in more abstract way, and because they are learning math, science, and social studies as well as reading in their native language, background experience is being developed. And we continue to question number 5. Would you give some examples of teaching practices when communicative language teaching or GLT is applied? And the answer is the example is role playing, puzzle solving, games, problem solving tasks, conversation and discussion, dialogue, interviews, and language exchange. Okay, it is enough to explain what my answer based on the midterm test examination teaching strategy subject. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next video. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.